Dear students, hope you all are well. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic known as tax deducted at source, commonly called as TDS. But first of all, we are going to discuss the applicability of TDS. Persons who are making any type of payment of income covered by the scheme are responsible to deduct tax at source at the prescribed rate. For example, I am getting salary from the college, so it becomes the responsibility of the college authorities to deduct the TDS from my salary. The college will get a TAN number, which is known as tax deduction account number, which will be applied in the form number 49B, and whatever amount of tax has been deducted, that has to be deposited up to the 7th of the succeeding month, but in case of March it shall be the last date of 30th April. Every person who is deducting TDS shall issue a TDS certificate to the person to whose behalf tax has been deducted. Employees shall issue form number 16 on annual basis, and it should be issued up to 31st May of the assessment year. Rest all shall issue form number 16A on quarterly basis, maximum within 15 days from the last day of submission of quarterly return. Every person who is deducting TDS has to submit a quarterly statement to the tax department in the prescribed form, and it should be submitted within a maximum of 15 days from the close of the quarter. Otherwise, a fine of ₹200 per day will be charged from them. Now a question arises that in case the authorities does not deduct the tax or does not pay the amount to the prescribed authorities, what is going to happen? In that particular case, interest shall be charged from them at the rate of 1% per annum if they do not deduct the tax. But if they deduct the tax and do not pay the amount to the prescribed authorities within the time period, interest shall be chargeable at the rate of 1.5% per month. Now we are going to discuss the various TDS rates which have to be deducted under various types of incomes. First of all, we are going to discuss payments under your contract. 2% of the sum payable will be deducted as TDS, but if the payment is made to individuals or HAF, it will be 1% of the sum payable. In case of payment of professional or technical services, the rate shall be 10% of the sum payable, provided the amount paid to a particular person during a particular period exceeds ₹30,000. But if any individual or HAF is making payment for professional services, no tax shall be deducted. In case you are making any payment of brokerage or commission, the TDS rate shall be 5%, provided the amount payable exceeds ₹15,000, and it should be exclusive of service tax. In case of rent, the rate is 10%, provided the rent payable during a particular period exceeds ₹1,80,000. If you are paying any rent for plant and machinery hired by you, then the TDS rate is 2%, exclusive of service tax. Now a question arises, if you have paid any security, that is deposit for your rent or your plant and machinery, should there be any TDS? Yes, TDS has to be charged if the security is non-refundable, but if the security is refundable, no TDS will be charged. Now a very interesting case. What will be the TDS in case of payment of salary? Persons responsible for making such payments will estimate the tax liability of the employee, and the estimated tax liability will be deducted in 12 monthly installments after allowing deduction of 80C to 80U. In case employee has any other income under any other head, he will disclose such income, and the employer shall take into consideration such incomes also. For example, I am getting salary from the college and also has a rental income. So it becomes my duty to disclose the rental income to the college so that the amount of tax can be deducted. In case of interest on securities, that is debentures and bonds, the rate is 10%, provided interest paid during a particular period exceeds ₹5,000. No tax will be deducted in case of government securities, securities held in demat forms, and interest paid to banks or insurance companies or other notified persons. In case of interest other than interest on securities, if the amount exceeds rupees 5,000, only then the TDS will be deducted at the rate of 10%. But if you are getting any interest from your banks or post office deposits, then it shall be exempt up to rupees 10,000, and after 10,000 TDS will be deducted. In case you are getting any payment of interest by cooperative societies, no TDS will be deducted. TDS will also not be deducted in case of interest to banks or insurance companies. If a partnership firm is paying any interest to partners, even then TDS will not be deducted. In case of payment of dividend, the domestic company shall be responsible to deduct a tax at the rate of 10% provided the amount exceeds rupees 2,500. In case of payment of insurance commission, the rate of tax is 10% provided the amount of commission paid exceeds rupees 20,000. So it becomes clear that whoever is making any payment or any income to any person, he is required to deduct a particular amount as TDS at the prescribed rate. Hope everything is clear to all the students. In case any student have any inquiry, they are free to contact me. Thank you so much.